Hello YouTube, I wanted to take a moment and make this video regarding my experience using apple cider vinegar as a home remedy treatment for gallstones. Back in September of 2016, I started to experience some abdominal pain, so I decided to go to the doctor, and they did an ultrasound and they determined that I had gallstones. But I was also in the process of getting married to my wonderful bride, and she's battling a very ferocious type of cancer. And so I had a lot on my plate, and I said, what are my options? And they said, well, you can take this, this over-the-counter antacid, and take some ibuprofen for pain. And then they said, you can also consult a surgeon. But they said, you don't necessarily have to undergo the surgery right now if you're not experiencing these episodes, these flare-ups too often. And I said, okay, well, that works for me. So I went home and I started taking the antacids, and I started to take the ibuprofen when I needed it. And I also started to do my research on YouTube, and I came across a lot of people that recommended a vitamin called Stone Free, which has got really high ratings on Amazon. And then I started realizing that many people were also saying that that apple cider vinegar was a great remedy, not only for gallstones but for a whole lot of things. And so I started doing that every single day. I would take apple cider vinegar with the water, of course, and just drink that with the Stone Free, and also but mostly the apple cider vinegar, and another multivitamin. So, and as you can tell, I'm a very large man, and I don't take care of myself as I should. But I was taking this to see if I could possibly avoid the surgery. And fast forward to May of 2017. Now I'm married, and my wife's still battling the cancer, and she could use your prayers. And it all started with, I would have occasional flare-ups and everything, but they weren't anything I couldn't handle. Some of the pain was pretty, significant, but I could still get through it with some good ibuprofen and stuff, and time. Then one day, a lady at work told me, David, you're yellow. I mean, you're totally yellow. You need to stay away from me. And I went to go use the restroom, and when I peed, my urine came out like a dark mahogany brown. It was fearful. It was scary. And I just decided to drink more water, being the stubborn man that I am and not wanting to go to the doctor. And I just decided to drink more water. And I looked at my eyes, and yeah, sure enough, I was turning yellow. And I pulled up my shirt, and I was as yellow as they come. So the following day, I was still in a lot of I was still having a lot of discomfort at this time, and so my urine hadn't gotten any better. So I went over to the doctor's office, and I left work early, and at 11 in the morning I got in to see my doctor, and the doctor said, let's order this urine test and blood test and see how it goes. I got home from the doctor's and running errands around 4 p.m. And sure enough, my phone started ringing, and it was my doctor's office, and they said, your bilirubin levels are lethally high. If you get a fever, you can be in some serious trouble. And I said, okay, so what do I do? They said, well, go to the emergency room right now. And this was Mother's Day weekend. So as you can imagine, there was not a lot that happened on Mother's Day weekend. They did order two more, one at my doctor's and one at the hospital. They ordered two more ultrasounds, and both ultrasounds came back saying I had no stones. And I was like, okay, maybe I was attributing it to the gallbladder, and I thought, well, I guess I got rid of these gallstones with the apple cider vinegar. So now I was like, well, what the heck is going on with me? And they said, we're gonna order an MRI. So they stick me in the tube, and I was there for whatever it is, 25 minutes or so. They pulled me out, and they said, no, you still don't have any gallstones, so we really don't know what it is. So they ordered a liver biopsy, which was quite painful. And all along they kept telling me your bilirubin level is going higher and higher, and it's really, really concerning to us. So they ordered an endoscopy, where they go in through your mouth with the camera, and they found out that I did have some gallbladder debris. What had happened, long story short, I wound up needing the surgery. And in fact, yesterday was my 6 weeks from my surgery, so I didn't need to protect myself from lifting heavy things as much anymore. And I'll show you, not to be overly dramatic or nothing, but I'll show you a scar just so that you can see that, right here is one of the incisions that they made on me, and they made, several more. Forgive how that video might have come across, but I wanted you to see that I'm not kidding. What they wound up telling me was that the gallstones had dissolved, but they had dissolved into a mushy, sandy, I guess, stuff. And every time my gallbladder would go to function, when I would eat something, greasy or so, and it would go to squirt, it would squirt all this mushy, sandy debris right into my liver ducts, and that's what was causing acute hepatitis and was almost fixing to kill me. So on one hand, the apple cider vinegar and the stone-free vitamin, the regimen, they did have an effect on me, but at least in my circumstances, it was an adverse effect. So I guess just be cautious, be aware, monitor yourself, and just don't pay attention to your body. If your body starts to show signs in your urine and your eyes, you start looking different or whatever, pay attention. Just do what you can to protect yourself. All right. I wish you guys the best. Thankfully, I got mine out in time, and I wasn't in danger for too long. Thank God we live in an area where medicine is so readily available to us, surgeons, etc. And anyway, maybe I'll make another video sometime soon as to what it was like in the hospital, because that was a totally different story. All right, I actually wound up going to 2 hospitals for all this. Thank you so much.